All right, guys, welcome. Welcome to another Monday. Hope you guys doing well and ready for another day, another session. All right, before we get into the today's content, any questions you have about anything, about the curriculum, anything you're stuck, anything you need help with? Uh, Let me know. Then we'll start with our stuff, right? Then we'll start going through it. If you got any question, let me know. All right. If not, then we'll just get started. So I think here is what I wanted to talk about today. I think it's going to be sort of a reminder for certain people that it's a good idea to sort of start talking about it again and again. That uh, what makes us or any group of people successful? What makes you as an individual successful? What are the things you need to think about if you want to achieve the goals, right? So uh, one of the biggest and the good example for us to look into it is the players around us, especially the sports people, because these are the people who actually succeed. Business people, kind of the only time you get to know those people when they are, hey, I sold this company for $350 million, right? And then that's when you kind of hear them, and then you sort of want to listen to them. The only advice they give is different point of view, right? So but we kind of forget that how to create that mindset and the winning attitude from ground up. What are the things we need to have in place? So I want to give you certain examples today. I want to talk about this, right? So what happens is, if I look at normal people, when we sort of get started, whether it's in business, whether it's in a new job, anywhere, when we start our journey, we kind of look at more towards the activities. We are very focused on the task and the activities, and we want to perform those activities. Like, for example, you know, we say, in our world, when we started, you sort of talk about it. Hey, let's go and put a prospecting system in place. Let's go reach out to certain people. If you start a business, let's go out and reach out, right? So because you started a business, the first thing we do is a prospecting system, right? So you started to reach out people, and then you reach 5 or 7 or 10 people, and they all are busy and they don't have time for you. They don't buy what you're selling. And then what happens is, straight away, when 9 or 10 people or 5 or 6 people say no to, we kind of get deflated and stop taking action. And because we are very concentrated towards the activity that we want to perform and we want to get results on those. Uh, I want to sort of switch that and start talking about, instead of doing the activities, instead of thinking about this as an activity, let's look at that as a process in a business, right? So anything you do today, if that part of the world, if that uh, area in your life is not working the way you want to work, or you want that to work in a way, the best part to look at is the process around it, the system around it. Because if you don't have a system around it, what's going to happen is you're going to be very focused towards that very specific activity. The simple example for that would be, when you're starting, you want to lose weight, and you want to say, I'm going to wake up early in the morning, 6 o'clock, and I'm going to start going to the gym, right? And that's the way we see it. And the couple of days you are pretty good, and the willpower is right at the top, and now you want to make the change, right? But after a couple of days, or 3 4 days, or a week or two, the willpower doesn't stay that long for that period of time, right? So what happens is, now after a week or so, you have to wake up. It just makes it really, really, really hard, because we are concentrated towards the very specific activities to perform, right? We want to do that. But if you have a system around it, then what makes it really easy is that you're doing a part of the system, you're performing it. Like, in that case is, instead of trying to do it by yourself, you join a group of people who do it together, right? So you have a personal trainer who can actually do that for you. Or in our case, an example is, instead of saying, hey, I want to just do it, 10 15 people are reached out, all of them said no to me, they're not buying from me. what if we just say, hey, I'm just going to reach out to 5 people every day, 5 people every day for the next, pretty much that's the way I'm going to do it, right? 5 people every day. I'm not going to try to say what they say, yes or no. I don't care about that. What I care more about is I'm just going to reach out to 5 people, right? Or 7 people or 10 people. You decide how many people you want to reach out to. So what happens is you might be busy, you might be, doing some job on the side, something else is going on. So how do we actually make sure that the activities still get done? The best way to do it is get somebody else to do it for you, because that's the activity still need to be performed, right? Doesn't mean that you have to do that activity. You can have somebody else to do that activity, right? So what we do is most of the time we kind of very focused on that I have to do that work. That unless I understand it, unless I know about it, I won't do that work, right? So I need to understand it. I need to do that work. I perform that work. I need to master that work before I actually hire somebody else. The most of the time we say, hey, I have to master it. How can I hire somebody to, when I don't actually know how to do it? Right. And most of the time we feel that I need to know, I need to understand first. But here is the reason we hiring people is not because that you are not good at that, or you need to learn to that. The reason we hiring is we hiring a very specialized people who are good at what they do, right? That's why we hire them. That's why we hire funnel builders. That's why I always say I hire ad experts. Hire those people who are good at it, rather than you try to spend time to build that. Right? It's so much waste of time that if you are fully focused on that I need to do this in a certain way, that I need to do it. Like if you are an employee as a job, I completely understand, because you're going to get paid for it, right? That you need to understand it. You need to do it for somebody else. But as a business owner, you don't need to do it. Like you don't need to do it. Like think of that. Now let me give you another example of this, right? So can you hire, like let's hypothetically, I'm just going to look at hypothetically, right? Let's put a scenario out there. Can you hire another marketing company somewhere overseas to do the cold outreach for you? Can you, right? It's easy, right? There's tons of marketing companies available in the world who can do that for you, the cold outreach method. You don't need to learn it, right? Can you hire a closer to close those leads who come through to you? Can you hire them? Right? Commission-based closers who do the work. Right? That's their job, full-time, do that work. And can you hire delivery team to actually fulfill that commitment? Can you hire that, right? How easy it is now, think of that is prospecting system, selling system, and a delivery system. Can you hire 3 different people or 3 different teams to make it happen? Right? Can you hire them? The first one is, now the question comes is, how do you hire them? How do you do that? How do you go through the process? Just go through the process. How would you hire somebody else? How would you interview somebody else? How would you do that? If you don't have a time to do that, instead of wasting time trying to have that miracle to happen one day, someday, why don't just get somebody else to do it? Would that be easy to do it, right? When you have money, like imagine that now tomorrow you have $1 million in your bank account. Right? Imagine that, right? So if you have the $1 million in your bank account, what would you do? Would you still hire people? Like you're going to hire people anywhere, right? If you have money coming into your bank account, you would hire people. You wouldn't work without people, wouldn't you? Right? You can't work without people. So the only thing you're going to do is manage people. Learn how to work with people. When you learn how to work with people, what's going to happen? You're going to fail 1 or 2 times. Yeah. Then you're going to learn from that. Then you're going to say, hey, this doesn't work for me. I need to go somewhere else. I bloody wasted $1,000 Next time, I'm not going to make that mistake. Right? So the only thing you're going to do is learn. So the reason I'm saying this is the answer to your problem is not how. How is not the answer. Who is the answer? You've been trying to figure out how. You go through the entire curriculum to understand how. You watch videos, YouTube videos, buy course after course or course. Somewhere somebody can teach you the how, but how might not be the answer, right? Who is the answer? Who is out there who could actually help you do this? So how is not the answer. How is not the answer. Who is the answer? So find who can do that for you. As a business owner, you already know that what you need to do. You need a prospecting system. You need a selling system. We already have that in place, right? You need a delivery. So what's going to happen? Prospecting system. Get somebody to do it for you. You don't have time, get somebody else to do it. Stand up there and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Can you do it for me? If they say, oh, yeah, I can do that for you, see how they're doing it. Right? You want this, and then get a closer after that who could actually close it for you and pay 10, 15% commission. So first month, 2 months, you might only made 15 to 20% margin. So your margin might not be enough. Margin might not be enough. And probably not going to be sustainable for long term because you have to hire somebody within the team. You cannot have contractor do the work. But what it does is it'll actually get you started. At least get the money coming into your bank account. Otherwise, what's going to happen? What I'm really worried about, and I think across the board, I feel that the willpower only going to stay for a certain period of time. That if you don't get results for yourself, one day you're going to wake up and you will not tell anybody and you will not look at the mirror as well, but you're going to say, that's it. I'm going to stop taking action. And that's going to be a quiet, silent, done. That's it. I've quit, I don't know, so many times silently. I didn't even tell my wife that I'm not going to pursue this business because one day I wake up and I say, I don't want to work or I don't feel like working on this. Why bother? Like this was my attitude. Why bother? Like I'm making good amount of money. I was making 300,000, 250, 300,000 as an average. That was the normal pay. But why bother? So that was the justification I was giving to myself all the time. Why bother? Why bother? Because I'm okay with what I'm getting paid, right? I'm okay with that. I don't need more money. So that was the excuse. I don't need more money. I'm getting paid really well. I've got good funds coming in, and I probably don't need that, right? So why would I bother? So my worry is one day, one of you are going to wake up and will or stop taking action. And you will stop showing up. You will stop facing the mirror. You will start avoiding this community. You will start avoiding me. You will not return the messages. You will not contribute anything. You will silently disappear. And the reason I'm worried about is because you're going to start something else. And after 6 months to 1 year, same problem. And then you're going to start something else, then it's the same problem. Because you're going to fix this problem. The problem is not a business. Problem is never a business. It's never a business. Because if you look around, can anybody out there, you see, making money in what you're trying to do? So many people. So many people, right? Around here as well. In this community, people are making money, right? So many people around there in the world, Australia, local, Melbourne, Sydney, doesn't matter where you live. People are making money in the same space you are in. So the question is, why not you? Why not you? What's missing? What's not there? So my way of looking at it, most people start to concentrate way too much on how, because they're looking for steps. They're looking for the next magic pill, right? And that is not going to work. The answer is always who in this community. We always talk about it's always who, not how. Because the next deal, the next contract, or next whatever you're looking for is just one person away. And you don't know who that person is, so you just got to keep talking to different people. That might be your employee, might be a contractor, might be somebody you just meet. So if we keep doing this, again, right, my worry is it's just going to be one of those days we're just going to stop taking action. And then you can look at the map or look at the graph in a way. So you've been here, like if I put the diagram together, if I put a graph together, you kind of go here, and there is a point after 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, depending where you at. And you spend about 1 year into that level. And then if you go back and start from zero again, something else, what's going to happen? You're going to spend 1 year again climbing that graph, and then you're going to quit again, right? Come back to do something else. So there is not only the opportunity cost, it is the emotional cost you have to go through for this. And trust me, once in a while, if you have these thoughts that, is this for me? Shall I be doing this? Or should I just quit and do something else? You are not alone. You are not alone. There's so many people who have this, including me, right? Many people. You got to think of that is, if you don't do this and you do something else and go back and do something else, what else are you going to do? And also there is going to be opportunity cost in that, and also the emotional roller coaster you have to go through to make it happen. And I promise you, it's a problem that you have to fix. Whether you fix it today in this business or whether you fix it after 10, 20, 15 years down the track, but you still have to fix this problem. This problem has to be fixed. Doesn't matter what business you run, you still have to run a prospecting system. You still have to have a sales system. You still have to deliver it. Right? Doesn't matter what you do, you still have to do it. Whether you sell a software, whether you put an e-com store, whether you do any other service-based business, still have to do it, right? Still have to do it. So how do we actually change that? How do we change that, right? How do we make sure that we are winning in this space? We are not just, we are taking action, we're doing the work, we are kind of winning the game, right? We make sure that we are not floating, we kind of sprinting, right? We're doing the work. So the best way to do it is have a system in place. The answer to that problems you have probably is just a system, nothing else, because you're trying to do it yourself and you get 5 or 6 no's or 10 no's. You kind of stop doing the work, stop taking action, or you're probably busy or pretending to be busy in something else. You know, in the past, I did that all the time. I just pretended to be busy all the time. All the time. I did it. Right. We just pretend to be busy. We just rather watch Netflix because it's easy than doing it. Right. Am I making sense? right? I thought it's a good idea to talk about this winning thing, because what I'm really worried, as I said earlier, right? What I'm really, really, really worried, people silently disappearing because you kind of tried it, but you haven't tried it enough. You haven't tried it enough. Yeah, thanks, Lizzie. Thanks, Nikhil. I think it's a time, or about time, to start thinking in a way that pull yourself out of the business and stand above the business and look at it as a third person. And I can tell you that you have enough knowledge that you can coach yourself really well. Stand above the business and look at it in your business. Hey, what's missing today? What am I not doing, or what I don't have in place? If I actually get that, my business is going to be at the next level. Right. Stand as a third person, look at as an observer, and look at your business from that perspective and see, hey, what's missing today? Hey, what I don't have it, what I don't understand it, who do I need in my team to make it happen? Right? How many funds do I need to hire somebody? What do I need first? Do I need $1,000, $2,000, $3,000? All right, let's start saving that today. If I need somebody today to make it happen and I don't have a time to do it, I might as well just get somebody else to do it and start saving the money, right? Start saving it. So have that plan in place. But the question here is, the worst thing is just keeping in mind or thinking that one day things are going to be different without taking any action towards it. One day I might just get, I don't know, 40, 50 hours a week. Then I can work full time in my business. Here is what I sort of realized, and I kind of worked with now hundreds and hundreds of people now. I feel people who are busy, they kind of get things done very quickly and very nicely. If you leave your job tomorrow, you leave and leave everything tomorrow, leave your job, and you come here full time and started working full time, I promise you nothing's going to happen as well. Because problem here is not the time. Time is not a problem. You might think time is a problem, but time is not a problem. Try leaving your job and even take a time off for a month and start working full time in your business. You'll see that nothing will happen, right? You kind of try it. You'll try it. I'm not saying nothing is going to happen. You might do a few videos. You might put a funnel together. You might try and take action. But what's not going to happen is that one day that you're going to start making that much money that you're going to replace that income straight away. For that to happen, it happens gradually, right? It's going to happen, but it has to happen. Yeah, I know, David, you're not alone. You're not alone. Absolutely not alone. I can see that a lot of people did. And I think you are more productive because you have a job. You are more productive because I can tell you that the moment you leave the job, nothing's going to happen as well. Because problem is not the time. Problem is you don't understand how to run a business. And the lens, if I have the lens to look at it, the way you're looking at your business is looking like a job as well. The lens you have towards your business is a job lens. And that way, that perception, that the way of looking at the business is or does not work. Doesn't work. That's why I won't say this, but I have to say this. That's why people who haven't been to the university, they are really good at business. Like they're really good at business. People who dropped out, at the universities, they're good at business. Like you'll see that shop, like old people, in Melbourne, I live in Melbourne, right? So go to the old, restaurant places, old Italians, Greek people, they left the countries when there was war happening. They're old, they haven't been to school, the universities. They're pretty good business people. They're very good business people. Why? Because they haven't taught how to be an employee. They don't mind talking to people. They say, hey, come and buy pizza. Hey, man, we sell the best pizza here. Come and get it from us. They don't feel shy, right? Yeah, but I think different type of people, Nikhil, because jobs, people feel secured. That's the only thing, right? So that's why people kind of get forced towards a job. My mom still says, when are you going to get a job? Like it's still the same. Well, when are you going to get a job? I was like, what? Job for what? I still work, but no, when are you going to actually get a real job? And if it's a government job, oh, that would be the best thing in the world. Somebody just, Lizzie, yeah, absolutely. They don't understand what I do. I still speak on a camera. That's what they know. But what the heck you do on a camera? I don't know. What do you do? Yeah. Well, my mom still says to people, I work for IBM. Still says to people, I work for IBM. That was like 15 years ago. Like, 12, 13 years ago. So, but yeah, that's the way the parents are, right? But, all right, I'm going to pause for 30 seconds. What did you learn? What resonated the most? Let's have a bit of conversation.
The not how, but who really resonates with me, especially this point in time. I mean, for the agency, absolutely. I still have a full-time job, and getting people to help with me would be ideal. And that's a system I can put in place, but also for the job as well. I've been working in the job and it's not working. It's just not working. All I had to do was get a whole bunch of people under me.
Behind you.
But I didn't do it because I thought I can do it all myself because I've done it before and it's worked. But I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to that, actually hiring people, not only in the business, but also for the agency. So yeah, not how, but who really hit hard.
Yeah. Thanks, David. All right. Anybody else? Are you guys still here?
Hello.
Hey, Nikhil, go.
Yeah, so whatever you said exactly happened with me. Like I almost planned to quit because I didn't have any confidence, like how well I am going to succeed in this. And then I received a message from Jag sir saying that there is something interesting which will happen in the call, in the meeting, if you would like to join. And that was my turning point, I think. And then I sincerely started working from that day. That was a couple of weeks back. It was all about the planning of the new financial year. And now I have booked a meeting with one of the photographers here in Albury. I'm going to meet him soon to discuss, his marketing goals, and I'm going to work for him. So the last video also helped me in, concentrating on people who are running businesses by themselves instead of concentrating on big companies. So in this way, each session which Jagsir is doing is helping me out, and I'm feeling more confident. Like when I booked the call, I felt more confident that, like, yes, I can do it. So whatever you said, like, thinking of how is this business for me? Should I continue or quit? Should I start something else? Because I keep on getting different businesses on Facebook which promise that they're going to make money in 24 hours. So those are very tempting, just go to chat GPT, write some article, put a blog and then start earning money. So yeah.
It is
So
interesting, right? Yeah, it is
Everything
interesting.
resonated, whatever you said. And yeah, I have to change. I did change mindset a bit, but I have to change it a lot to progress in this business. So
Yeah.
I'll do my best and I feel more confident now. Yeah. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Nathan.
much.
Thank you. Um, yeah, I think the biggest thing is when we kind of start, the first few clients are the hardest one, to be honest. And I think uh, the problem we all have, and we all have this problem, is because you are a high achiever. And the reason I'm saying you're a high achiever because you're consistently going after things, right? And you kind of want to get it done. You are a high achiever. The biggest problem with the high achievers out there is because you attract a lot of opportunities. A lot of opportunities going to come towards you. And because you are good at that, certain things you do it really well, and you kind of go after things, makes it really vulnerable in that space that you actually get and attract a lot of opportunities. So if you are at that level, it's not who you say yes to. I think the most is who you say no to. Because each time you say no to something else, you're saying yes to this business. Each time you say no to Netflix, you're saying yes to this business. Each time you stopped watching some other videos and some other waste of time and you watch the curriculum for your business to build this business, you're saying yes to this business. Right? Remember that each time you're saying no to something else, you're saying yes to this. And we kind of forget that because each time we kind of say yes to other stuff. Right? So most of us kind of get that a lot of opportunity. Like I get investment opportunity these days because a lot of people want me to invest money. And I did do that quite a lot. I invested in a lot of businesses earlier and I lost a lot of money as well. Like hundreds of thousands of dollars I've lost as well. Just because I'm not a good investor, right? I'm not at that level that I could say, hey, I invested millions and made millions. I'm not an investor. I'm a good business guy, but not an investor yet, right? So I've lost a lot of money by investing in other people's businesses when I'm not actually watching that business at all. I wasn't part of that. So I lost a lot of money. So that day I the call was made that I just start doing what I'm good at and kind of say no to everything else. I'm just going to say no to everything else. I know in some businesses, if I go out, make good amount of money very quickly, but it's easy. But then I'm kind of saying no to this business the moment I say yes to the other side, because I'm going to invest time and understand it. Because now I will not rely on other people. I've lost a lot of money, so I won't rely on other people. So I have to actually invest time as well to understand it. When you invest time to understand it, what happens? You kind of say no to this business, right? So we're going to understand this, right, in a way that that whenever you say no to something else, you're saying yes to your business. And you're going to make it comfortable for yourself, to be honest. How do you make your business attractive to yourself? We all kind of know IKEA effect, right? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Rene. We all kind of understand the IKEA effect, right? Do you guys know IKEA effect? Like IKEA effect? What is this? Okay, I'll sort of tell very quickly. IKEA realized a long time ago. That's why they are $1 billion+ business today. IKEA realized a long time ago that whenever people do something with their hands, whenever they invest time, whenever they invest their mind in a certain period of time to build something, they get attachment to that. Right? Whenever you spend time doing something, like you bring in IKEA furniture at home, you spend time assembling it, right? You try to put together, and that's what called IKEA effect, that you have special spot for that furniture in your house, because that is the IKEA effect. That you spend time building it, you spend time assembling it, you kind of fall in love with that, and that furniture will stay there for a longer period of time because that's the IKEA effect, right? You buy something for $5,000 and you just buy and put it in the house, that'll be there for a while. But after a certain period of time, you might lose interest. But because the IKEA effect, that furniture is going to stay in your house for long. So the question is, how can you do that IKEA effect within your business? Like, what are the things you need to do to bring in that IKEA effect so that you can fall in love with your business? Do you need another monitor? Buy another study table. You need to buy another webcam. Do you need to buy another laptop? You need to buy another business cards. I mean, I don't believe in business card, but that is the IKEA effect. If you need to hire somebody to design your new logo, you need to revamp your branding. Like, you need to build a funnel for yourself, right? What are the things you can do? Can you buy a T-shirt for yourself? Can you buy shirt and a hoodie or beanie, whatever that you want to do to put your coat and logo and all that on top of that, so that you can wear it and feel that it's IKEA effect for you, right? You feel more attached to that brand. You feel more, okay, I need to work on it, because you see a T-shirt sitting there all the time, is like, holy crap, this is my brand. I can't believe that. Do you want to give that 5 T-shirt to somebody else as a gift? Hey, I opened up a business. Here's my T-shirts. It's for you. What do you have to do to get that going for yourself so that you fall in love with your brand, with your business? How do you get together again in that space that ignites that flame with your business? What are the things you need to put in place? Like, you got to think about those sort of things, because the IKEA effect is that you got to do something with your business. Business is like a baby, right? The way the business works is exactly like the babies. First few years, you got to look after the business before the baby start to look after yourself. Then you got to look after the business. You got to do all that. You got to put a name on it. You got to put a logo. You put a clothes on it, him or her. Like, it's like a baby, right? You gotta look after that way that it's your baby. But after 5-7 years, you might be able to sell that, right? Not sell your baby, right? What I mean is not literally baby, but sell the business. Give it to somebody else to manage it, look after it, because you might want to do something else. Remember, the goal is not to keep running it, become that operational person. The goal is to build it to sell it. We want to build it to sell it. And nobody's going to buy it unless you just decide to give it to sorry. Nobody's going to buy it unless you have other people helping you. Right? And doesn't matter what you do, what business you're in, does not matter. Like, I've done pretty much different type of businesses now, but 3 things are pretty consistent across the board. Does not matter what you do. You have to have a prospecting system. If you don't have it, that's the first thing we do. How do you prospect? What are the ways to prospect it, right? Like, whether you run a Microsoft, imagine that you're selling Microsoft cloud services tomorrow. They have account executives, they have salespeople who sell cloud. That's what they do. And then they have selling system. How do they sell? We need certain things to put in place. We need statement of work. We need all that documentation for them to actually sell it. Then they have a delivery people who actually do that. They have project manager within the delivery who actually manages those projects and deliver it for their clients. So the system and the process is exactly the same. Doesn't matter which business you go, as long as it's a service-based business. So if it's a service-based business, anybody's providing services, it's an agency-based. Agency is a services, right? We, as an agency, we do servicing. So if it's a service-based model, then you have to have a prospecting system. You have to have a selling system. You have to have a delivery system. If you can't do it, get somebody else to do it. Might as well just get some, first one and second one. Like, one way to do it is, if you already have a qualified leads, like, I don't know, just put it leads there, lead magnet there, get qualified leads coming through. Hire a salesperson and see how many he closes or she closes, and put it on commission. Say, this is a tool, this is what we do, and we want to sell this to these people. It's a qualified leads, came to our system. How are you going to sell it? How are you going to close it? Right? We already have the system, connection calls there, demo calls there. Walk that person through the system. Right? Walk that person through the system. Show that person exactly this is how we do it. If you can't do it, right? So it's hard to learn something which you haven't done it, right? Imagine your first job, whatever job you might have first time. Even flipping burgers at McDonald's is a 3 to 6 months training. Like, think of that as flipping burgers need 6 months of training. So this is a bit more than that, right? So we probably have to do a bit of more training on that. So how much training have you done to make it happen for yourself? How much training? I've done 1,000+ connection calls, 1,000+ connection calls. When you do 1,000+ connection call, I learned a thing or two to do a connection call now, right? Like, I've got a headset here. It's not here, it's in the bag though. Like, I've got a headset. The only thing I do is walk around the house with the headset on. I don't know how many calls I've done now. Like, my phone is ringing all the time. I'm calling people all the time. I'm on the phone all the time. My connection call still happens on the phone. Still on the phone. Still the same system. Nothing changed. 9 grids. I can do that in 7 minutes now. Very quickly. Because I've done it a few times. Same 9-step. Same 9-step. Nothing changed in that at all. Exactly the same thing. So what you have seen, that is still the system. If you go to any of those consulting firms, whether it's a Deloitte, KPMG, Boston Consulting, people charge $5,000, $6,000 a day, similar system. They still have the same system. They still use the framework, right? Not the what we have, but they have their own frameworks, but they still use the frameworks, right? We have our own framework. So use the framework. You got to practice it, right? You got to practice it. Right? How do you practice it? I don't know, stand in front of the mirror and start talking to yourself. Right? Record the Zoom call. Call somebody else. Call your friend and walk through that. The easiest thing is draw a grid with the pen and paper and just started going through it. Very quickly, like, few questions are, what made you book this call? That's the first question. Without a doubt, we ask, hey, what made you book this call? What made you book this call? Why are we here? Why are we talking? What's happening in your life and the business right now? What made you pick up a phone and have a conversation? So more you do it, the better you're going to get. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. Right? So more, and the way to do it is there is no shortcuts in this. There's no shortcuts. You can hire other people, but my problem is in that space is when you hire them, unless they are very experienced people, you're going to spend time training them. So you train them, otherwise hire experienced people or give them our training so that they learn it. Right? Don't tell them to, hey, just go and do it. They will not do it, and they don't know how to do it as well. So the better is give them the training, show them how to do it, step by step, teach them how to do it. So what's missing today is putting all that effort and trying to find how. How is not the answer. Who is the answer for you? Now I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to start talking about something else, right? One of the things you're going to start doing, if you're not doing at the moment, is You got to start watching the conversation you have with yourself all the time. What is this conversation you're having right now or anytime? That chatterbox at the back end that just keeps talking all the time, whatever name you want to put on there, that is the chatterbox. You need to watch that, because what happens is it's not that one conversation I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is the consequence of each and every conversation and getting into the loop of that. Like, for example, I don't have clients. How do I get clients? Hey, if I get clients, I just don't know how to do the delivery. Hey, I don't know how to do the delivery. I might want to speak to somebody who could actually help me do the delivery. Then what happens is that chain effect of that is absolutely disaster, because what it does is it sort of distracts you from the actual problem and take you somewhere else, which is the problem number 53, not a problem number 1. And that happens to most people, that they're working on one problem and they're trying to figure out that one problem, and that get distracted, and they're now working on problem number 53 and trying to figure out how the fast growth method is going to work when they actually have a client. And the client is not even there. They haven't gotten any prospecting system. Nothing is there. Right? No need or no point in learning that unless you have a client for yourself. Yes, if you're putting that in your business as a prospecting system, that's fine. Go and learn it and do it. That's okay. But don't learn it from a delivery perspective, that you have to deliver it. Right? Delivery is a step number 3, not a step number 1. 100% focus today, if you ask me, has to be on a prospecting system. Like, get it working, get it working. If that's not working, figure out what's not working in that. Otherwise, what's going to happen is we're just going to be sitting and talking next, I don't know, 1 year as well. We still have the same problem. Right. And if you look at it, right, it's going to dumb it down, right? Today, I want to make it so simple that how it couldn't be easier than this, right? Like, this is not what we do in ABS, but I'm just saying, like, dumb it down so easy, right? Wherever you live, wherever you work, there's probably a walk to that place every day. Unless you live and work at the same place, but you walk somewhere, right? In the evenings, you go for walks. You kind of walk to the city, or you walk to place, or you drive to places, and you see a lot of places and a lot of businesses, right? Wouldn't be that cool that if you go to Vistaprint and get a template built for your business, right? Just one thing. And this is what you do. Highlight your services. Standard, doesn't have to be anything what we do or trying to do it. Just simple, straightforward stuff. Hey, you do graphic designer for people. Are you looking for graphic designer? Right? Hey, we run this for people. Are you looking for this kind of people? Hey, we do this. Hey, we help people come on the Google's page 1. Right? That's what we do. Hey, we help people with this. We help people build content. Right? That's what we do. We help people create content. Are you looking for that? Right? Go and give it to people. Stand outside Flinders Station. I don't know whatever station you have. Give it to people. Give it to the businesses. Walk in every door. Give it to them. I'm just saying, like, something has to be done, right? Like, we can't just sit behind the scene and say, all right, just send 1 or 2 emails, 5 emails, or 100 emails. If nobody tries, I've tried emails. Thank you very much. I've done enough. Like, if that's not working, what you need to make it work? Like, how desperate you have to be to make it work? Like what you need to have in place to make it work. Like what you can do to make it work. Like what do you need to do? I think we're going to start looking at from that side. Because any business you're going to do or you're doing, this is the problem you need to fix. And this is a problem. And there's hundreds of people out there who have fixed it. Who have fixed it. They're running it today. And they have businesses, right? People are working on it. They're doing exactly the same thing. Hey, Lizzie, I'm going to just pick your workplace because you're working for a marketing agency, right? Do they do anything differently than what we sort of talking about? What do they do in that space, right?
Not really. If anything, their process is not as good as ours.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So pretty much the same thing, right? It's a marketing agency. They're doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like if I look at from, yes, process, our process is good. All that is awesome. But like if you look at it from as a third person, as an observer, externally, it looks exactly the same. They do exactly the same thing, right? They
Yeah.
have people, right? They have people doing the same thing. They're selling, I don't know, same service, Google SEOs, Facebook ads, Google ads, same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you look at out there, people are doing exactly the same thing. They have businesses and they're doing what's their annual revenue? Would you know?
I'm not sure, but I think this company is doing relatively well. Yeah.
Yeah. So probably like more than 3-4 million, right? Per annum.
In the millions, but I'm not sure how much.
Yeah. In the millions, right? A 7-figure plus. Yeah. So they do the same thing. Million plus revenue, few employees, account managers, same stuff, right? They have same thing going on. So I think the question here is, what do you need to put in place for yourself? So one is, instead of thinking you need to learn it, see who you can rely on, right? Who are those people you can hire? One thing you never do, and please don't waste time in the delivery bits. Please don't waste time in that, because that is the absolute worst use of your time. If you're doing a delivery stuff, that is the worst, because delivery will keep you as an employee. That'll just keep you as an employee. It's good if you're working for somebody else, but for your business, stop working about the delivery bits. Delivery, what I mean is actually doing the work, operations of your business, right? Stop worrying about that. The first thing, if you want to do it, do the prospecting and do the selling. Do the prospecting, do the selling, right? Do that. In the next 10 years, you will thank me that I talked about this first, right? You'll send me an email, send me a letter, send me a call after 10 years. You'll say, I'm glad you talked about that 10 years ago, that I stopped doing the delivery and I started concentrating on prospecting and selling. Because not only this business, but any business you're going to do after this, once you sold this, will need that. Will need that. You start selling, I don't know, bananas tomorrow. Bananas need that, right? How are you going to sell that? Whatever you do, you will need that system in place. So put your effort on prospecting system, run it, and then selling, exactly the same thing. Yeah. So what the main thing is start that engine, right? Start that engine. Take the revenue to certain level, right? So yeah, Renee, that's the goal, right? That's what we want to do, but really want to start this engine for certain people, right? Because strategist and the thinker can only happen when you are at level. I think you cannot walk in unless you are coming from a marketing background, unless you have worked for somebody for 10, 15 years, you have good amount of experience. it's really hard to sell it as a strategist when you haven't gotten that experience. Right? The goal is definitely to be that, because that's what's going to make you most of the money. Right? But you got to start that wheel as quickly as possible. All right, guys, that's it from my side. Any questions? Anything which made sense or didn't make sense? Anything you want to share? Anything you want to say?
Jack, may I ask? I think at the moment I'm starting to get ready to make my first hire. I'm just a bit nervous because about like what if I hire the wrong person or they're not good or whatever.
Just hire on a trial, Lizzie.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
hire on a trial and be pretty straightforward. Are you hiring? Where are you hiring?
On Upwork.
Okay.
Is that what we use?
Upwork is easy. Yeah, that's fine. So if you're hiring somebody, just be super, super clear. Is it full-time you're hiring or just a contractor?
So just someone to help me edit the videos. So
Okay.
I think contractor for now. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's easy, right? So they just do the job. Upwork is easy. They're just going to do the job because they're worried about having a bad review there. So that's easy. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, do more, whatever you're doing, do more of that. Just do use that one case study for a client to go to the other one. Hey, I've just done this for this person. Just put a name and all that. Change the name. I would not put a surname. Just say, hey, I've done this for David at ABCD Real Estate, and we'd love to do it for you as well. So that's the next com can just leverage the earlier one.
Yeah. Hopefully, once I have this under my belt, things will start rolling a lot more.
Yeah, you don't have to complete the delivery. Just keep that in mind. You can just start straight away as well, right? So cool. Awesome. Good work. Anybody else? If all good, enjoy your week, guys. Have fun and watch this video again once it's there. Hopefully this was useful. Have fun. See you guys. Bye.